Okay, so moving on to the second query, this is step 29. And we are creating another query from both fields. So let's jump straight into create and query design. And we need both of our tables. And this time it instructs us that our query is going to contain a new field called total enrolled, which will be calculated at runtime and displayed the total number of students by adding the male students plus the female students. So that's something we need to do. It also tells us that it will select only the records where the subject contains the word science. The qualification code is BS or BA and the full time is yes. And it will show the fields course code, qualification code, subject, faculty, male, female, full-time, and then total enrolled in that order. So let's start by bringing out our fields in the correct order. So we've got course code first, and then we have qualification code, and then we've got subject, and then faculty, and then male and female, and then full-time, and the last one, total enrolled, we will create ourselves in a minute. So with all of these, if we look at the query to select only those records where, the first instruction says where the subject contains the word science. Now that's not the same as saying the subject equals science. It means that the word science is in there somewhere. So instead of just typing in science, I'm going to use the star symbol to say like science. And basically what the star symbol before and after the word science means is you can have anything before it and anything after it, but so long as the word science appears. So let's test to see that that works. So when I press run, it returns a list of subjects, and all of those subjects have the word science in them somewhere. So that's working fine. So let's bring that back to its normal width and go back into the design view to finish that off. The qualification code should be BS or BA. Full-time should be yes. Now we're going to create our own calculated field now, but in order to do that we have to have saved this query, because otherwise these fields will not appear in our builder. If we go to the first blank table and we click on the builder up here, it is blank. So we need to save that, Control and S to save, and I'm just going to call it report 2 to save. And now in my first blank query, I'm going to go up to the builder and I can see my fields. And the calculated field is going to be called total enrolled, and it will be calculated by adding the male students plus the female students. Okay, and I'm going to rename it where it says EXPR1 from expression 1 to total enrolled. Okay, there we go. So we are now running course code, qualification code, subject, faculty, male, female, full-time, total enrolled, which is the calculated field. Run it again, and we will find that we have everything that we're looking for. I've got 117 records in my completed query. Okay, so with that, now we're going to create our report. So create. Yes, save the query as you go. Now it states that the report should have the page orientation of landscape. It will sort the data into ascending order of qualification code. It will fit on a single page wide. So let's deal with that first of all. Page setup should be landscape. Qualification code, right click in ascending order. And then to fit to a single page wide. So I can see the end of my page line here with the dotted line. I want to bring these back a little bit so that we can see it will fit to a single page wide. Okay, so that's now fitting inside the single page wide. Okay, and it informs me that it should have the report title Selected Tawara Degrees at the top of the page. And then it will have your name, centre number and candidate number at the top right of the report. So over here, I'm going to just extend that so that it's the right width, and I'm going to add my name, my centre number and my candidate number. And in order to edit this, I can just jump straight into the design view, and I'm going to replace where it has the date. I'm going to leave the equals, but I'll add my speech marks. And for the time, again, I'll leave the equals, but I'll add my speech marks for my centre number and candidate number. And then back into report view. This is fine. It's cut off the end of my name there, so let's make sure that that's fixed. Okay. There we go. Okay, it will print, but it will not display a page number when printed. So let's just check and see if this currently is displaying a page number. It is displaying a page number down at the bottom, and we can't quite see the full width of this design. So I'm just going to pop into the layout view there and make sure that that's wide enough. And then my actual page numbers here, I'm going to change in the design view, and I'm going to remove the page number by simply deleting that layout there. Delete the whole box, I don't need it. And then when I jump back into my report view, just check again. Yeah, it's empty now. So that would be ready for printout 3, and that would also go into my filed